You're going no fap mode right now?
Yeah, monk mode.
But you get my point, though. Mm-hmm. Like, ChatGPT isn't doing anything that you couldn't already do with the internet.
Yeah, I recovered
it's making
what
it
I
a lot,
was going to say.
But it's making it a lot easier.
The thing, it can execute instructions that take into account a lot more information than you can individually. But if you're not capable of understanding and judging the results that it spits out, as in writing a paper, right? If you try to outwit your teacher by having it write an essay for you to turn in, how do you evaluate the product in order to pass it on to your teacher? And see, you're the one who's supposed to be evaluated, so it's useless for that. Now, if you're somebody who has produced a lot of videos, maybe ChatGPT doesn't do this. I don't know if it has that functionality or not. But they've got these things that will create images and videos based on all these different inputs. And if you've spent any time editing video and putting this stuff together, you know that if you could actually just speak a set of instructions as opposed to executing everything inside the software, it would be a lot easier to just tell the machine to do it. And if none, it spits something out and you can evaluate it. Is this what I want? No, reject it. Or yes, yeah, I am going to go forward with this. The idea that it can teach anybody anything about evolution is pure nonsense. Because you are never going to get you're never going to get out of this thing anything other than what a certain group of people want distributed.
I'll agree with Phil about that.
You know what? Maybe they're even getting smart enough to figure out that there are people who know what kind of an instrument this thing is, because this response has already changed.
Yeah, well, let's look at what we got next. So this time I asked it, let's debate evolution. I would debate against, you will be for. As an AI language model, I do not have personal beliefs or opinions. Oh, okay. My purpose is to provide information and assist with discussions. However, I can certainly provide scientific evidence and arguments in support of the theory of evolution if that would be helpful. Would you like me to do so?
Yeah, the first time we did it yes. was let's debate evolution.
Let's begin.
And its response was
to
tell us all about how impartial it is, but that the people who believe in evolution are right. Aren't you stupid? That was basically its response.
Okay, so this is the first response of it being for the theory of evolution.
Before you do that, why don't you just tell it to put bullet points, because that's super long.
It'll be quick.
Yeah, we don't need to have it read.
We don't do the whole thing. Let's just do we'll do the first 3 paragraphs of that. And our sexy AI voice.
The theory of evolution is supported by a vast amount of scientific evidence from multiple fields, including genetics, paleontology, and comparative anatomy, among others. Here are a few key points to consider. The fossil record provides strong evidence for the evolution of different species over time. Fossils show us that organisms have changed and diversified over millions of years, and allow us to trace the evolutionary history of different groups of organisms. Comparative anatomy and genetics also support the theory of evolution. Similarities in the physical structures of different species can be explained by common ancestry, while genetic studies show that different species share a large percentage of their DNA.
What do you think about that, Tadd? I mean, Phil?
It's disgusting, but I mean, these people, This
is ChatGPT, not these people.
No, this thing.
How dare you say these people?
This thing is it is representative of a very small group of people's outlook on the world, and the methods that they will use to confuse the average person and convince them of absolute lies.
Let me just say something.
That's what it is.
Do you know how ChatGPT works?
I have a rough idea, a rough conception of it. I don't know how the programming works, but I understand how what the programming is actually the process that the programming accomplishes. What the thing does is it filters through vast amounts of written human language, and it determines the more likely than not following word for every word in every context. It's not giving an answer. It's farming a preset bunch of data and then putting it together in a way that's pleasant to humans to read or hear.
Let me ask you something.
It's not generating answers.
Let Tadd ask you something.
Let me ask. Does that sound pleasant to you?
I'm saying that this is you can digest this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Now, they could also allow it to look at all of the material, and if the thing had any intelligence whatsoever, it wouldn't bother with any of this.